Dear friends, my name is RUMAN SARKAR and I am lecturer in one of the government polytechnic of Tripura, Gomati District Polytechnic, and I teach computer science in that institution. I have been teaching for 5 years, and while teaching and while involving myself with the students, I realized that there are many things which need to be redefined in education process. And from that point, I thought about the school education, what could be done with the existing process of education in school and in colleges also. So it's a general model of education process which I try to express my own realization and understanding in terms of a concept, and what I named this concept as triple C. So we can simplify the existing education process with this triple C, and this triple C stands for, the first C stands for concept. So what is the fundamental architecture of this model is that we will distinctly identify three areas which will work on to develop that area in any of the learner. And in this case, the first C stands for the concept. Here concepts actually talking about the fundamental understanding of things verbally, when we express, when we say as a story anything to any kid, any learner. So that actually builds up an interest in the learner's mind, in the student's mind. And we can talk about more and more about anything, any concept, not as a concept but as a story, but as a fact. So this is the fundamental architecture of bringing anyone in the light of knowledge acquiring, and it will be done in the background, and it will be accomplished through the process of storytelling, building interest, and after that sharing the knowledge, sharing the information, and and the environment will be friendly. And further we will express, will put in front the reason behind any fact. After that we will give more details. So this is the actually knowledge building mechanism, and it is totally identified and separate uh, domain where we have to work. So this is one domain, and at the end of this we can complete the process by giving the formulas, sharing the formulas with the learner when they are in that state. And asking for that fundamental formula or fundamental theory behind anything, um, any concept. So as example, we can take any example. Suppose on the understanding of gravitation. So it will start from the very basic thing, when the student or the children will be at any particular age, when that student realizing regarding the surrounding things, started realizing the surrounding things. So at that point we may bring attention to that child, that this thing, what is this, what is that. And in a very friendly manner we can start discussing, we can start bringing things in front of that kid. Slowly will be will be just sharing information, and it will just build up the kid and it will increase the knowledge base, the understanding base of the kid. So by the time that kid reaches to class 7, 8, 9, so that that student will have many concepts, and that will be developed in his or her mind automatically, naturally. So learning without we without penetrating things uh, to the student's mind, we can naturally make a process so that the student absorbs that will be the starting of self learning. So from the beginning we will start uh, building the self-learning approach in students mind, very scientific and very friendly and logical and natural way. So after that, we'll go to the next concept, next thing, which is called another C. The second C stands for the construction or the construct. Here, the construction means the implementation, the involvement in action, involvement in work, involvement in development, and it will be anything, starting from playing with the mud, playing with the paper, drawing something, implementing something, doing something with the uh, wood, any mechanical instruments, whatever available in at house or at school. Students must be involved in practical things, and that should not be limited to any particular practical classroom. That should not be limited to particular formal process of delivering things. So it can be anywhere where the students will be involved in action, involved in real things. And there are series of activity. I would like to say that starting from building, starting from making a paper plane at age 4 5, and up to making a drone at age 15 or 16. So in that range, student or the learner will be able to make any sort of development or projects. So this is actually indicating that thing, the construction. So by doing that, by involving in the real activities, the problem solving capability will tremendously increase. And the real life problem solving, particularly what we actually need at the end of the course, that student must have the ability to solve the real world problem. And in industry, in any of the field, student must cater the service, having that particular sort of skill. So this is overnight we cannot build skill in anyone of the learner. So what we can do, we can start developing the kid from the beginning. The second in the second concept, which is the construction or construct, it is talking about that thing. The third is the another thing, when the understanding, that is the knowledge part, is done, and the construction part is over. So then the student need to express that, need to explain in front of one, in front of many. And the student must not hesitate expressing that concept, expressing that knowledge, expressing the experience or the practical the skill. So there the student need the communication method very well. And the student must be skilled or experience about that. And that is the English speaking or any other language, Bengali, Hindi, fluently the student must speak. And that will be done again automatically when student will be involved in real life things and developing many projects. And so automatically when you will ask about anything, when what the student is doing, so that student will be expressing that in his or her own mother tongue. There is no problems, and that will be starting with that explanation with mother tongue. Then it will automatically go to the next level, the Hindi, then can go to English. So it will be automatically done if we carefully build or the craft, the platform around the student like that. And automatically the learning or the developing skill will be naturally done. So this is the third, that is the communication or communicate. So here we are considering a kid at age 3. So that kid will start talking, expressing, making sentences. So that is the talking part. Then read, when that any necessity comes in front of the student. It's not like by force. The student is given, the kid is given this thing to read, you are just making or teaching how to read, how to write A B C D kind of thing. So it will be not in that way. It will be actually be done in a real life manner. It means naturally, when the things are necessary, when the kid will come across anything where that student feeling that yes, I need to read that what is written or what is that. So that time automatically the student will read, and as well as write. So and we will just will make the surroundings, will make the environment, so that the student be involved in that talking, reading, writing, explanation, the presentation very important. Then making presentation on computer. Nowadays without computer we cannot think of anything. So that will be starting from the age 4, 5, 6. We can give computer to the students also, and but actually everything will be like in a very easy way, and very natural way, so that they do not overburden with anything, and they will feel like everything is going very natural, and everything they are absorbing naturally. And it will take a little time to craft, to develop that process, entire process. And it's kind of a reform, and that reform always brings a lot of like overhead, lot of work. So for the future generation, for the generation going to be the like the main responsible citizens of this country. and and we are talking about entrepreneurship, we are talking about self development, we are talking about like where the jobs are sinking, but they need to develop their own company or the startup. So in that case, when there is no skill, there will be no startup. When there is no confidence, there will be no startup or entrepreneurship. So that thing, we if we start from the beginning, building a complete youth, having three things: the concept, the implementation, the construction, and the communication. So nothing left uh, after these three things. So distinctly these three things will be taken care of, and only and the total entire education system will be based on these three things, so that the teachers or the educationists, they are not confused what to teach, what not to teach, what to give as a service, what not to, and what to actually what to develop in students mind. So this is the fundamental architecture. And together, when the education and the student or anyone will enter into the education process, here the concepts, construct, and communicate will will be placed in the education process, and as an outcome we'll get a better outcome. And that student will be like equipped with the knowledge, skill, and attitude, and which is the demand of the time. So with this, I would like to say another thing, that here the skill, knowledge, skill, and attitude. So skill is of three types. We know that hard skill, soft skill, and life skill. So particularly I mentioned life skill here, so that we don't be confused that skill only what we can do practically or what not we are master of. It's not the skill only, it's called hard skill. And soft skill on the way we behave, we manage the situation, and we communicate. This is the uh, soft skill. And hard skill is the deeper, that is the domain skill. That if I'm from computer science, so I will be able to make softwares, I will be able to understand the concepts of computer science, and I can do practicals, means I can develop applications. So here life skill is different. Life skill means the intention and never ending like uh, motivation kind of thing. At any stage, the person will not be hopeless, and always be optimistic, and always be hardworking. and with that ability, no situation can stop that person, and that is called life skill. Any situation, bad situation particularly, and that student, person will not feel hopeless, or will be always optimistic. That is called life skill. So that thing will be automatically generated in the student's mind. And the last thing, this is about the total architecture. So now I would like to mention few points which need to be taken care of. That the teachers will be having separate set of books, which will not be particularly as particularly the syllabus which is replicated in teachers book. It will not be like that. The teachers will be having some like conceptual books which will talk about this model, the concept, construct, and communication. This is the foundation, and how to like build situations, or how to build the environment, how to set the classroom, how to set the practical room, how to set the total entire school, how to guide to just develop these three things in students. So that their separate set of books will be there. And we with the experts suggestions and everything will be there in the book, so that teachers will go through the teachers book and come to class and give better lecture, better performance in terms of education transmission. So here and because nowadays what is happening actually, there is only one book, and teachers are just going through the book and covering the syllabus. And the actual, the foundation of education, or foundation of making someone educated, it is not there in the student's book. It's very important point here, that the foundation of making and the necessity of making anyone's educated, what is the actual meaning of education, it will be defined in the teacher's book, which is not available. So we can say that yes, teachers go through teachers training. So I hope that also be that need to be uh, redefined in a very different way, considering that whether we are able to give that able to keep that environment to the students by going through the course, that concept, construct, and communicate. So there will be many other concepts I will try to discuss. And this is a different thing. I'm a teacher of college, but I'm working on school education or child's behavior. And it's not like anything it's not like experimental. I'm also involved in these things. I don't know how I will be like experimenting that model. I will be trying to implement this on my own child. I have a daughter, so she's at her very she's of 3 years. So I will try to implement some of the things in my own way, considering the concept, construct, and communicate, so that I can have a set of experiment result. And few other experiments will be done. And I will try to implement in some of the schools if I am given the chance. So and it's not like a direct given model, so we can discuss about it. We can like bring everything on a single table. We can discuss, and we can bring everything, our experience on table, and we can like have a brainstorming on, and what should be the model of education. And education should, what I believe, that it should not be very much complex. We made it so much complex that that as a result we are again getting a like a complex and very confusing outcome. You saw the outcomes of education nowadays. Only 2-3% of the graduates are employable. So means they don't have skill, that's why they are not employable. They are graduate but they are not skilled. So but India is having 65%, 70% youth, so it is of no use. unless and until we make them capable, knowledge, skill, and attitude. So there are many things I need to discuss, but it's not the first video where I will be discussing everything here. So I will be trying to discuss many other things in the next discussions. Thank you.